Hey guys, Luke here. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 9 of The Boss. Now this series is just going through as many leagues as possible, as many teams as possible, and just gonna try and be like a general manager or whatever. You know, a real manager doesn't stay for one club most of the time, like you see in like Football Manager, FIFA, and all that sort of stuff. They just pick up one team, play through 5-6 seasons, however. You know, that does happen sometimes, but a lot of times it doesn't. And you keep working your way up, and the ultimate goal is to try and end up, you know, at some big club. And I'm sure it will happen quite quickly. Whether we do that is another thing. Do we want to go slow or whatever? But right now at Red Bull Leipzig, I don't know if that's the official team, but RB Leipzig is what it says on FIFA. In this game, we're taking on Freiburg. Now this isn't like a typo or a misprint or whatever. We're taking on Freiburg again. Same thing happened last episode. We played them in the first game, except this time it's a cup game. Now the team we're running with is the best lineup. Now I'm not gonna lie and try and say, you know, we're just taking it easy for the cup game stuff. Initially we were, but the further and further we get through, I want to progress more. But it's not going to plan here as they take the lead 21 minutes in through Dorita. Now the last game we played we won 4-0, and I think their lineup is, you know, pretty much the same. I can't say for sure, but they can't be too much different, as Coman just squares it up for Poulsen. A nice save by the keeper, and you know, I think the keeper performs pretty well for their side for the most part, as Poulsen draws a penalty there, doing a Ronaldo chop. Now I'm not one to skill too often, but we were doing it there, and Sabitzer, he puts away the penalty very nicely. That's a little dive slide sort of celebration, whatever. And that's his second goal in the cup. Now I can't remember exactly what round of fixtures we're in, but I think we might be in the round of 16 or 32, whatever. Getting close anyways. So, you know, I really don't want to lose at this stage, but as we stuff up big time there, and we end up conceding a goal. Now Liali had a pretty good save. The first one was a good save, and you might be thinking, like, you know, he just parried it straight into the direction of the opponent. But like, what was he supposed to do there? That it was belted at him. He did the best he could, and you know, he's no Neuer, but you know, he's a good goalkeeper. But we really should have scored there to even it up. I was quite disappointed. I was talking in a previous episode about being clinical, but I think this episode we just weren't very clinical. At 90th minute here, Coman, he goes through and scores, and you saw Kaiser was quite tired there. If you had a look in the fitness thing, he was quite tired. I think we did make some subs, whatever, because I just saw Palacios Martinez was on, and yeah, but Bruno, he goes through and he makes it 3-2. That's his second goal, and he was starting to see a little bit more involvement from Bruno, but unfortunately Mehmedi, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but he ends up equalising. And then to make insult to injury, like legit an injury, Kingsley Coman is hurt. Now what happened is he broke his elbow, so he's out for 2 months, but thankfully the transfer window is just around the corner, so we should be able to find a replacement. But enough about the replacement. Like, we're about to get knocked out of this cup, which we do. 4-3 we lose to Freiburg. It's a very high scoring affair, and you know, I can't hide my, you know, my disappointment in this. Coman picked up man of the match, and it's bittersweet because, you know, as you can see now, he's out for 2 months. He's been very good for us this year, and you know, we're gonna struggle to find a good replacement. But we didn't waste any time in doing that because the transfer window is, you know, open, and we signed Ndoye from Atletico Madrid. Now I didn't know like the rating for him specifically, but the stats I was looking at, I wanted someone who's like Coman, so obviously I want someone who's fast, and I'm probably not going to be able to find someone who has decent dribbling like him, and I don't really have that many wages to play with at this stage, so I'm going to have to take some low rated players. I'm not sure who would be my first choice striker. For now, we're going to be rocking Palacios Martinez up front. He's going to be the only change in this game to line up. But obviously we've got Ndoye. I think we'll, you know, slowly integrate him into the side, if at all, because he could just be there just for a backup or whatever. And ideally, I think he's only a 64 rated that we find out, but ideally we'll be able to try and get someone like a top class striker, at least for this league, you know. But 22 minutes in, still 0-0, and we're going to launch a counter-attack here. Sabitzer is going to run up the wing, and he's very fast, and we've got some surprising news on him, but we'll get to that later. And he goes straight through the gap here, pushing it out in front, and that was definitely the one where they that pushed it out, wasn't just sprinting. But the initial shot was saved, but Palacio Martinez, he ends up scoring and takes us up to halftime, 1-0 up against Frankfurt. Now I can't remember if there was actually a Frankfurt in the top Bundesliga, but I don't know. It's really irrelevant, really. But Kaiser, he gets on the end of the ball of I can't remember who it was, Bruno maybe? I forget. But we missed. It was a really bad miss. It would have been quite a spectacular goal in my opinion. Paulson, he goes through, dances around the fence. He didn't really, like, the shot really didn't, trouble the keeper that much. But I thought maybe the rebound would. And you see right there, they weren't quite close to scoring. And then here with a free kick off the crossbar. And it even nearly went in off the crossbar too. So we got super lucky there. Then 90th minute, they go through, well, they don't go through, but they nearly score here. It's off the post once again. That's twice they've hit the post, and that's super unlucky. And then we're going to launch a counter-attack of our own, and Doi off the bench finds Paulson, and we're one-on-one with the keeper here. We really should be scoring this one. I'll be quite disappointed if we don't, but we do, and that's the main thing. Paulson, he scores 9th minute, 2-0 is how it ends. So a really good performance there, especially to hit back after such a disappointing loss to Freiburg. You know, because that Freiburg loss really stings. As you see here, we've got some offers for Sabitzer. Now, I'm not going to show all of them, but let me tell you, we have got a lot of offers for Sabitzer. And, you know, good reason. And I'm not really that keen on selling him, but if the price is there, like, you know, there's always a price on players, I think. And I don't want to ask for stupid amounts, because I got to look in the long scheme of things. He's 71 rated, and he's, you know, he is young, but he hasn't really progressed that much stats-wise. He's a great player, but I don't feel he's irreplaceable. So if someone was offering big money, we'll take it. Bordeaux was the one who was offering, I think. 8 million, I'll take it. Yeah, interesting to see what comes of that, if anything. You know, I'll be disappointed if we lose him, because, you know, once I had done it, there was a part of me that was like, oh, really, I shouldn't have done that. But same, because I didn't really realize at the time just how, you know, I didn't really value him that much, as much as I should, when I look back on it. But, you know, at the same time, it's all in hindsight. So we went 1-0 up through Palacio Martinez, I think it was, and then right on stroke of halftime, we have another chance here. Paulson, just using his pace here, coming back in. You know, there's not really too much happening, but we get a nice little shot off, and it goes in, fortunately for us. So 2-0 it is at halftime, and we'll take that for sure. So, moving on to the second half, quite early in the half two. I really don't know what I was trying to do there, and they're about to score, and the goal scorer was Bagsecchi. I don't know if he's Italian or whatever, but nonetheless, it was a goal. But Khedira puts in a nice little ball there. It does find its way to Palacios Martinez. It wasn't the intended target, but nonetheless, it was a target. Then Bruno here, an absolutely terrible challenge, terrible challenge, and we find ourselves on the end of a red card. And you know what? It's one of those ones where you're just gonna have to accept that there's nothing. It's not one of those ones where you're like, oh come on, it's not a red. Like, that was straight up red, and it was very stupid of me. But you know what? The main thing is we've got the lead still, and hopefully we can just hold on to that lead. Khedira, he gets on the end of the ball, and goal! 3-1 it is. And you'd think at this stage it's wrapped up, and I would tend to agree with that, because you can see right now it is wrapped up, 3-1. And Khedira, the goal scorer, picks up man of the match. Palacios Martinez was quite good, and it kind of is, you know, he's standing up and saying, put me in the side. Now Bordeaux, I showed them have an offer before. They came back, they wanted 6.5, and I said no, we want the 8 if you're gonna have him. See, his value's only at 1.8, so you know, you'd say we're getting overs, I don't know. But Paulson, this is disaster. He wants to be transferred. I don't want to transfer him, and I won't be accepting the offers, but the board may force transfer, who knows. But we'll see in the previous episode, in the next episode, what happens. And I'll see you then. Make sure you leave a like, fires the goal, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.